Okay guys, so I have another little project for you and I'm really excited to show this to you because I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, and basically it's to depot my Stila eyeshadows into a Z palette. Now, excuse my dirty hands because I have just depotted this Stila and that light eyeshadow palette, and if you've been watching my videos, I picked up all of these little palettes. I picked up 4 of them from the New York Makeup Show in May of 2013. These shadows are amazing. Okay, seriously, you guys, they are top notch, super pigmented. They are so blendable. I mean, they're like rock star eyeshadows. The only problem is that they're not really that kit friendly to me because I don't want to have all this space taken up in my kit when really, like, it's just a little eyeshadow in here. So I successfully was able to depot all of these shadows. So there is 1, 2, 3, 10 shadows, and they fit in one row here. Now I can probably fit 3 rows of this, and I have 3 palettes, and I want to show you a really easy way to do this. Now, you don't need any heat. A lot of the items I'm using you probably have around the house. Warning, if you're under 18, I will be using an X-Acto knife, so beware. Okay, so this is what you need. You need your palette that you're going to depot. Now, this works for all cardboard type palettes. I know a lot of e.l.f., like the e.l.f. Beauty Encyclopedias come in these things. Anything that comes in a cardboard palette. And then you need your Z palette, your magnetized palette, so that way the steel pan can stick to it. Luckily, these Stila shadows, they have the right kind of steel pan, so they stick right in, so you don't have to put a magnet in, which is super convenient. Otherwise, Z palette includes these steel stickers that you put on the back. They have square ones now, by the way. So luckily we don't need those. So this is how we're going to do it. This is what you need. You need your eyeshadows, your palette, an X-Acto knife. Now, I actually bought these at Walmart, and you have to go into like the tool section, and I bought 2 in a pack for a few bucks. These just come in handy, I guess, to have around the house, and I purposely bought them though for depotting. So I got these at Walmart. I'm going to use the bigger one. Now again, be careful, it's a very sharp blade. So you need some rubbing alcohol, any kind, and I actually got this little teardropper from like the Michael's craft store. It was like 20 of them in one pack for like $2. So if you have a dropper, it's very convenient because it kind of controls the amount you put in. If you have like a little spatula steel thing, I kind of use that here and there. You need something that you'll be able to cut on just in case you go a little crazy and you don't want to cut what your what's underneath. So I just happen to have a clipboard under here. You can use a cutting board or whatever you want, and I just have like a wet wipe here. This is all dirty looking because I had shadow residue on here, to clean off the bottom of the pans when you're ready to go. And if you're really OCD and you don't want any residue on your pans, you can use like something like this. This is Goof Off. This is from Home Depot, and it just gets all this stuff off, like gum, adhesive label stuff. My airbrush makeup teacher used to use this to clean her airbrush gun, so that's why I have that. I think that's pretty much it. The only thing I will say is that they don't have stickers on the back of these, so if you're really like OCD, you're gonna have to write the name on the back of the pan. Like you could do a little sticker label, which I'm not going to do because I really don't care, but you would have to write the name according to what's on the back here and stick it. So just keep that in mind if you want to get little paper sticker labels. So let's just stop talking and just do this, shall we? Okay, so what you need to do is have your palette open. Like I said, you want it to be on a surface that you don't mind cutting, just in case. And this is the easiest way I found to do it. So you're going to take your X-Acto knife, and now be careful. You're going to make some cuts on either side. Like, we're going to do 2 at a time. So you're going to make a cut on either side and hold the palette down so it's not all crazy flying all over the place. So you took 2 cuts on each side, and then a shorter cut like that. So essentially you're doing like a little tic-tac-toe box like that. Now you don't have to be perfect. The reason why you did that is because you're just going to take this and you're just going to lift it up. Peel it away because you don't want this cardboard in the way. And a little dropper, or if you don't have one, just kind of pour it. And I kind of like to tuck it a little bit underneath the shadow, like that. And you're going to do this so that way you can loosen the glue that's underneath the pan. That's what the glue is what's gluing it onto the styrofoam. So you're just gonna put the glue a little bit under there. And if it gets on the shadow, it's okay. Now the reason why you're doing the glue first is because you don't want to just rip this off and then you'll crack the shadow. And I know that you might be tempted to just kind of like pop it up, but if you kind of push it this way, it will do a crack and you'll mess up your shadow. So the best way I found to do it is to grab the shadow and do a twisty motion. Now since I didn't cut it enough on the other side, let's just go ahead and cut it over here, and I'll show you what I mean. Usually the whole thing pulled up. Let's try this again. Okay, great. That's how it's supposed to pull up. And then let me get this little middle part right here. So like I said, the best thing to do is a twisty motion. So instead of lifting it up where it can crack, if you wiggle it back and forth, or do a circular motion, you're twisting the glue off and it'll just pop right out. Now at this point, you could take your little Goo Be Gone and spray a little bit on a tissue. And then, or this is actually a baby wipe. And then just rub off the excess glue. Because you don't want sticking onto the residue sticking onto your Z palette. And then you just stick it on. Like that. And I got a little bit of alcohol in there, but it will dry, so don't worry about that. The other method that I said you could do is you can kind of go underneath with a spatula. And keep it flat though, because you don't, like I said, you don't want to bend the pan. So it's almost like you're breaking the glue underneath. Now this part is only if the twisting method does not work. So there you go. Like so. That was my nail that dug in there. Then rub off the excess again. Excess glue. And pop it right back on. Yay! So that was not hard, right? So let's do it again. Okay, so there is the final product. Yay, before, after. I am going to keep working, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll have a full post on makeupbyrenren.com. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.